Have you ever felt stuck, lost, or unsure how to move forward? Are you tired of waiting for change instead of creating it yourself? Today marks a turning point. In this speech, I'm going to guide you through practical steps, real-life examples, and powerful lessons that will challenge you, inspire you, and propel you toward genuine success. This isn't empty motivation. It's a real roadmap to transforming your mindset and your life. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could become the foundation for lasting change. We're going to start with the reality of why most people stay stuck. It's not that they don't want more for themselves. It's that something inside keeps holding them back. That silent killer of dreams is self-doubt. The fear of failure weighs heavy on us. Why do you hesitate when opportunity knocks? It's because of the fear that comes with stepping into the unknown. And this fear is powerful. It makes us believe that we're not good enough or that we're destined to fail. It convinces us to stay safe in the familiar and never take the risks that lead to success. If you've ever thought to yourself, I'm not ready or I'm not good enough, you're not alone. These are the lies we tell ourselves to avoid taking action. But let me tell you something. Fear is the one thing keeping you from achieving your dreams. You have to face it, step through it, and realize that it's only holding you back because you let it. So why do we do this? It's the comfort zone. It's that familiar place where everything feels safe, predictable, and secure. But here's the truth. The comfort zone is the very thing that's holding you back from greatness. Playing it safe may seem easy, but it's also keeping you from winning. The people who achieve greatness are those who step outside their comfort zones and embrace discomfort as part of growth. The 99%, they stick to what's easy. They avoid the challenge. But you're not here to be like everyone else. You're here to break free. You see, the cost of staying stuck is high, and the consequences of stagnation are real. You might feel fine today, but over time, you'll realize that nothing's changing. Mediocrity becomes your reality when you choose to stay comfortable. You can either stay where you are, or you can reach for something greater. The quiet regret of not pushing yourself to be better is far worse than the fear of failure. Let's think about this for a second. The people who break free and achieve their goals are the ones who took the leap. And they didn't do it because they had it all figured out. They did it because they made a decision to move forward. When they stumbled, they kept going. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait for everything to line up perfectly. They just acted. And this is where the 99% miss it. They wait, and while they wait, they stay stuck. Now let's talk about mindset. You might be asking yourself, what does mindset have to do with all of this? Well, everything. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world, and it determines whether you rise or stay stuck. People with a fixed mindset believe they're stuck. They think that their abilities and intelligence are fixed, that they can't change or improve. But people with a growth mindset see failure as an opportunity. They know that every challenge is a lesson. They don't give up because they believe they can evolve. Ask yourself, do you believe you're stuck, or do you believe you can grow? The difference between those who break through barriers and those who don't is mindset. If you believe that you can learn, adapt, and overcome, then nothing can stop you. But if you believe that you're limited by your circumstances or your past mistakes, you'll keep falling into the same traps. One of the most powerful tools you have is the ability to change your inner dialogue. How often do you tell yourself, I can't? That belief, that simple thought, keeps you from moving forward. But what if instead you started saying, I will? What if you reframed every challenge as an opportunity? Your mind is like a garden. What you plant today shapes your future. If you plant seeds of self-doubt, you'll harvest more doubt. But if you plant seeds of confidence and possibility, that's what you'll grow. It's all about reprogramming your mind. Every time a negative thought comes up, challenge it, flip it around. And here's a powerful tip. Don't just think about the problem, think about the solution. What can you do right now to move forward? It's the small shifts in how you think that will lead to massive changes in how you act. But even with the right mindset, we face obstacles. And it's not the external obstacles that are the biggest threats, it's the ones we create in our minds. So what's holding you back? Is it a belief that you're not capable enough? Is it the fear of failure? I'm here to tell you that you're not as limited as you think. The biggest roadblock is the way you see yourself. And the good news is, you can change that. You can choose to believe in your potential. If people like Oprah, Steve Jobs, and countless others can overcome mental barriers to succeed, so can you. Now let's talk about habits. The truth is, success is built on habits. It's not about waiting for a big break or having a moment of inspiration. Success comes from consistent, everyday actions. The reason most people fail is because they don't have the right habits. They think success happens overnight. But the reality is, it's the small things you do each day that compound into major results. Ask yourself, what are your daily habits creating? Are they leading you closer to your goals, or are they keeping you stuck? Your habits shape your life. If you want to change your life, you have to change your habits. And it starts with identifying what's working and what's not. Do you have habits that are sabotaging your success? Maybe you're procrastinating, putting things off until tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. The best time to take action is right now. Breaking bad habits is difficult, but it's not impossible. It requires self-discipline and the willingness to replace those bad habits with ones that push you towards success. Think about someone you admire, someone who's accomplished great things. I can almost guarantee that person didn't get there by letting bad habits control them. They developed new, empowering routines. And so can you. Building powerful habits starts with one simple decision today. What's one habit you can start building right now that will change your life? Choose one thing and commit to it, and take it one step at a time. Tracking your progress is key to staying on course. Hold yourself accountable and celebrate each small victory along the way. Success is built on these daily actions. Let's talk about resilience now. The truth is, no one achieves success without facing setbacks. But here's the catch. Failure is not your enemy. In fact, failure is a necessary part of the journey. What would you do if failure wasn't a fear but a learning opportunity? What if every mistake you made brought you one step closer to success? Failure is not the end. It's the beginning of a new lesson. You have to learn to fail forward. Every time you fall, you get back up stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the next challenge. Don't let failure define you. Define it. Each mistake is a stepping stone toward mastery. Mental toughness is key to resilience. It's not about avoiding hardship, it's about how you respond to it. Life is full of challenges, but it's how you handle those challenges that determines your success. Building resilience means developing emotional strength. It's about staying composed during tough times, learning from your mistakes, and pushing forward no matter what. Now we come to the most important part, action. Waiting for the perfect moment, that's holding you back. The truth is, there's no such thing as perfect timing. The best time to start is now. You'll never feel 100% ready, but that's okay. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you'll be waiting forever. Take immediate action. The 5-second rule is simple but powerful. When you feel the urge to hesitate, act within 5 seconds. This quick decision forces you to overcome your doubts and push through the resistance. Don't wait for motivation to come. It's not going to. Instead, create momentum by acting. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish when you take that first step. And remember, small actions lead to big wins. Success doesn't come from doing one big thing, it comes from doing many small things, consistently. Each decision you make, each action you take, compounds over time. One small decision can change the entire course of your life. Finally, let's talk about how you can escape the 99%. This isn't just about dreaming big, it's about having a clear roadmap for success. Do you know where you want to be in 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years? Can you see that vision clearly? Visualizing your success is one of the most powerful tools you have. When you can see it in your mind, you'll have the focus and clarity to make it happen. But vision alone isn't enough. You need a plan, a clear, actionable plan that turns your vision into reality. Without a roadmap, you'll be lost. So take some time right now and write down what you want to achieve. Break it down into manageable steps, and then take action. Mastering your emotions is just as important as mastering your actions. If you can control your emotions, you can control your actions. And if you can control your actions, you can control your destiny. The key to success isn't motivation, it's consistency. Motivation is fleeting, but habits and systems are what create real, lasting success. Develop those systems, and success will follow. Now it's time to take control of your destiny. You have the power to break free from the 99% and claim the success you deserve. What's stopping you from making today the first? Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a loop, unable to move forward? You know there's more out there, but you just can't seem to break free from the same old patterns. What if I told you that the biggest thing standing between you and the success you crave is not your lack of talent, not the circumstances, but your mindset? So many of us are trapped by the belief that success is for someone else, that it's reserved for the lucky few, not for ordinary people like us. But here's the truth, it's not luck, it's a mindset that separates the 1% from the 99%. And today we're going to break down the very reasons most people fail, and more importantly, how you can escape this cycle. I'm not here to sugarcoat things, this is about the hard truths you need to hear and the changes you must make. If you're ready to challenge your beliefs, face the fear that's holding you back, and finally take control of your destiny, then this message is for you. The truth is that most people are stuck in the 99% because they don't believe success is for them. They think it's for the rich, the lucky, the ones born with special talents. But let me tell you something, that's the lie that keeps you trapped. You've been led to believe that your dreams are out of reach, that they're for someone else, someone better, someone more capable. The real reason you're stuck isn't lack of opportunity, it's that you haven't accepted that you're the one holding yourself back. The excuses you make, fear of failure, self-doubt, and lack of discipline are keeping you stuck in place. But what if you could challenge these beliefs? What if the very things you've been afraid of were actually the key to unlocking your success? Today we're going to face the truth and start taking control. Self-doubt is the silent killer of potential. Have you ever stopped yourself before even trying? You get an idea, you feel that excitement, but then the fear creeps in. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? That fear paralyzes you and prevents you from taking the first step. But here's the thing, that fear doesn't define you unless you let it. It's not real. It's just a story you're telling yourself. So how do you stop self-doubt from taking over? The first step is recognizing it for what it is, a barrier, not a truth. You have to take action even when you feel uncertain. If you wait until you're 100% sure, you'll never move forward. Take one small step. You might stumble, but that's how you learn, how you grow. The more you act, the less room there is for doubt. Fear of failure is another powerful force that keeps people stuck. Ask yourself, what's scarier to you, failing or never trying? For most people, failure feels like the end of the world, but in reality, it's part of the process. Every successful person has failed, probably more times than they care to admit. Failure is not a reflection of who you are. It's a stepping stone to success. What if you could reframe failure as an opportunity? Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, see it as a lesson to help you grow. The truth is, failing is inevitable. It's how you handle failure that separates the successful from the ones who give up. Every failure is a chance to adjust, learn, and move closer to your goal. The comfort zone is another trap that keeps you from achieving greatness. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," or "this is good enough"? That's your comfort zone talking. The comfort zone is the invisible cage that prevents you from growing. It's easy to stay where things are familiar, where there's no risk, no challenge. But comfort doesn't lead to success. Discomfort does. Success requires you to step outside your comfort zone, to take risks, to face the unknown. Most people don't grow because they avoid discomfort. They stick to what they know, what feels safe. But if you want to achieve something great, you have to be willing to feel uncomfortable. The real breakthrough comes when you push yourself past those boundaries and take bold action. Talent is overrated. Many people think that success is for the naturally gifted, for the ones who are born with an advantage. But the truth is, talent isn't what gets you to the top. It's hard work, discipline, and consistency. Think of all the people who have risen to the top without being born with it. People like Oprah Winfrey, who faced countless setbacks but kept pushing forward. People like Steve Jobs, who didn't invent the personal computer but had the vision to change the world with it. Success isn't about what you were born with, it's about what you're willing to work for. Hard work will always outperform talent if talent isn't working hard. Now let's talk about discipline. Discipline is the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Most people think success comes from occasional bursts of motivation or inspiration, but it's the daily grind that leads to results. Are you disciplined enough to succeed? Discipline is about doing the hard work, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the choice to show up every single day, no matter how you feel. The 99% fail because they lack the discipline to keep going when things get tough. They start strong, but don't finish. If you want to join the 1%, you have to master the art of discipline. Start small, build consistency, and push through every obstacle that stands in your way. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. The key to lasting success is endurance. Can you run through the rain to see the rainbow? Most people quit before they see results because they expect instant gratification. They want success to come quickly, but it doesn't work that way. Success requires patience, persistence, and resilience. The ones who succeed are the ones who keep going, even when the going gets tough. They know that setbacks aren't signs of failure, they're just part of the process. Success is built on a foundation of perseverance. Are you willing to face discomfort, push through fear, and commit to doing the work day in and day out? Because that's what separates the 99% from the 1%. The 1% isn't any more talented or lucky, they're just willing to do what the 99% aren't. They're willing to get uncomfortable, to fail, to keep going when everyone else quits. Success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment or the right opportunity. It comes from doing the work, showing up, and pushing through the challenges. So ask yourself, are you ready to break free from the 99%? Are you ready to take control of your future and step into your greatness? The choice is yours. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, success always seems just out of reach, like you're constantly running but never quite getting closer to your dreams? What if I told told you that the key to unlocking your potential is not some hidden talent or secret formula, it's something much simpler. It's your mindset. Today I'm here to challenge everything you think you know about success. I'm going to show you how the right mindset can completely shift your life, your career, and your happiness. And this isn't some abstract idea. I'm going to give you practical steps to transform your thinking and start seeing real change. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're ready to break free from the cycle of failure, then stay with me. This isn't just motivation, it's a real strategy to turn your mindset into your greatest strength. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you faced a challenge only to tell yourself you aren't good enough? How many opportunities have you missed because you doubted your own abilities? The truth is, your mindset is the silent driver behind every decision you make. It's not about whether you're lucky or born with talent, it's about how you view yourself and your potential. When you shift your mindset from one of failure to one of growth, everything changes. Suddenly, challenges become opportunities. Failure becomes a lesson, and success, it becomes inevitable. I'm here to show you that it's not too late. The moment you decide to change the way you think is the moment everything begins to shift. So let's dig in. Have you ever stopped to think about how much your mindset controls the outcomes of your life? The way you see yourself, the way you approach challenges, and the way you view your potential, it all comes down to mindset. Your beliefs, whether conscious or subconscious, shape the actions you take and the results you get. Think about the moments when you've struggled or faced setbacks. Was it really the situation holding you back, or was it your mindset that made it seem impossible? The truth is, most of us are trapped by a fixed mindset. We believe that our abilities are limited, that we can only achieve so much, and that success is reserved for those who are somehow better than us. But here's the secret. It's not true. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, it's mindset. When you shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, you unlock the ability to learn, adapt, and overcome any obstacle. Imagine how different your life could be if you truly believed that every setback was just a step toward your success. Your mindset is the key to breaking free from failure and stepping into success. It's time to change the way you think. Are you still holding on to the belief that you're limited by what you know? Do you find yourself thinking, I'm not smart enough, or I'm just not good at this? These are signs of a fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are set in stone. They don't believe they can get better at something. They're afraid of failure because they see it as a reflection of their limitations. Now let me ask you, what if you could turn that belief upside down? What if you could adopt a mindset where failure is not something to avoid but something to embrace? That's what a growth mindset offers. It allows you to see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Instead of feeling defeated by failure, you'll see it as a lesson, a stepping stone on the path to success. The most successful people in the world didn't get where they are by staying in their comfort zone. They embraced the growth mindset, believing that their abilities could improve with effort and learning. You can do the same. So how do you adopt a growth mindset? It starts with acknowledging your current beliefs and being open to change. Start by replacing I can't with I'll try or I'm learning. Celebrate the small wins and see every challenge as a chance to grow. Your mindset shapes your reality. Change your mindset and you change your world. Let's talk about the story you've been telling yourself. Every day you're constantly narrating your life. Whether you realize it or not, the thoughts that run through your head, the words you say to yourself, they shape your actions. And those actions lead to your results. Think about the stories you've told yourself in the past. I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, success is for other people. These stories are not facts, they're just beliefs you've accepted. But let me tell you something, your story doesn't have to define your future. You have the power to rewrite it. If you want to break free from failure, you need to change your inner narrative. Start telling yourself a new story. I'm capable of learning. I have the strength to keep going. Every setback is a lesson. The story you tell yourself influences everything you do. So why not choose a story that empowers you? Reframe your internal dialogue and you'll see immediate changes in your behavior, your actions, and ultimately your success. Picture your mind as a garden. Every thought you have is a seed you're planting. Are you planting seeds of positivity, growth, and possibility? Or are you planting seeds of self-doubt, fear, and negativity? What you plant in your mind today will determine the quality of your future. If you're constantly planting negative thoughts, you're creating a garden of weeds. These weeds are self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs that hold you back from reaching your full potential. But if you plant positive, empowering thoughts, beliefs in your ability to grow and succeed, then you're nurturing a garden full of success, opportunity, and growth. So how do you start cultivating a positive, growth-oriented mindset? It starts with mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and replace negative ones with positive affirmations. Feed your mind with thoughts of possibility and growth and watch as your mindset transforms. Remember, just like a garden needs time, care, and attention to grow, so does your mindset. Nurture it daily and you'll see your life bloom. The key to success lies within your mindset. It's time to stop holding on to limiting beliefs and start planting the seeds of growth. Your future is waiting for you. Have you ever felt stuck, wondering why your dreams seem just out of reach? You keep working hard, but success feels like it's always slipping through your fingers. What if I told you that the secret to breaking free from this cycle isn't about working harder or hoping for better luck? It's about the habits you build every day. Today, we're going to dive deep into why your habits matter more than you think and how they are the key to unlocking your full potential. This isn't about some quick fix or motivational fluff. I'm going to share real, actionable steps that will help you transform your habits and in turn transform your life. If you're ready to take control of your future and start seeing real results, then stay with me. The change you've been waiting for starts now, and it starts with you. Do you ever wonder why some people seem to rise effortlessly to success while others stay stuck? The answer isn't talent or luck. It's the habits they've developed over time. Think about your daily routine. What do your actions say about where you're headed? The truth is, the small habits you practice every day are the silent architects of your future. If you're stuck in a cycle of failure, it's not because you lack the potential, it's because your habits are holding you back. Success isn't a sudden event, it's the product of consistent, intentional actions taken day after day. You may have the talent, the ambition, or the drive, but without the right habits, you'll remain on the sidelines watching others pass you by. The key to escaping this cycle is simple. Change your habits. Begin today and start building the habits that will carry you to the life you want. In this speech, I'll show you how to do just that, step by step. Let me ask you a hard question. Are your daily habits keeping you stuck in mediocrity? Most people never realize that their failure isn't due to lack of effort, but because of the habits they've cultivated over the years. Bad habits, those small, seemingly harmless behaviors, are the real reasons people fail. They don't show up to work on time. They skip their workouts. They procrastinate. They avoid the tough conversations that could change their lives. Bad habits compound over time, leading to long-term failure. But here's the thing, you're not stuck with them. The good news is that habits can be changed. And when you start to break the cycle of bad habits, you start moving closer to the life you deserve. Imagine a life where your habits support your success instead of holding you back. What would you accomplish if you replaced those bad habits with productive, success-oriented ones? Think of your habits like the roots of a tree. What kind of roots are you planting today? The deeper and stronger your roots, the higher you'll grow. Bad habits are shallow roots. They don't support lasting growth. They might give you a little bit of progress, but they won't sustain you for the long haul. Good habits, on the other hand, are deep roots. They form the foundation for everything you want to achieve. What are you planting in your life right now? If you're planting the seeds of hard work, discipline, and self-care, you'll start to see the fruits of that labor. But if you're planting seeds of procrastination, fear, and negativity, your growth will be stunted. If you want to grow and succeed, you need to start planting the right roots today. Strong habits create a strong foundation, and that foundation is what will carry you to the top. Now let's talk about what successful people do differently. Successful individuals don't have magic powers. They have better habits. For example, they wake up early, set clear goals, read daily, and prioritize their time. These habits might seem small, but they compound over time. They help successful people stay focused, motivated, and constantly improving. What does a successful day look like for you? Do you wake up with a plan, or do you start your day reacting to whatever comes your way? Successful people know the value of a structured routine. They don't wait for motivation, they create it through their habits. If you want to adopt these habits, it's simple. Start small. Set aside time each morning for self-reflection or reading. Start with one small habit and gradually add more as you build your routine. Over time, these habits will shift your mindset and set you up for long-term success. Let's face it, changing habits is hard. Breaking free from old patterns, especially bad ones, can feel impossible. You've probably tried to change a habit before and ended up back where you started. Why does it feel so difficult? The answer lies in how our brains work. Our brains are wired to seek comfort and familiarity, which means we're naturally drawn to the habits that we've formed over years, even if they're holding us back. But here's the thing, it's not your fault. Bad habits are deeply ingrained in our minds. They're automatic, and breaking them feels uncomfortable. However, it's not impossible. You have the power to change your habits, and with persistence you can rewire your brain. It won't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can replace old habits with new, empowering ones that propel you toward success. Did you know that you can literally rewire your brain for success? The science of neuroplasticity shows that our brains are constantly evolving. Every time you repeat a behavior, you strengthen the neural connections associated associated with it. So if you keep practicing a bad habit, you're strengthening those pathways. But if you replace a bad habit with a good one, you can rewire your brain to crave the new behavior. The key to breaking bad habits is understanding that the brain is not set in stone. It's adaptable. The more you practice new healthy habits, the more your brain will start to crave those positive changes. It takes time, but with each step, you're training your brain for success. So what can you do today to start changing your habits? Start small. Choose one bad habit you're ready to break. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's skipping workouts. Whatever it is, start by replacing it with a positive habit. Commit to 21 days of consistently practicing this new habit. Each day, track your progress. Celebrate small wins. You won't see dramatic change right away, but every small step is moving you closer to your goal. Imagine breaking a bad habit like cutting a branch off a tree. It's painful at first, but it creates space for new growth. Every time you push through discomfort, you're creating stronger, more empowering habits that will propel you forward. So what's the first bad habit you're ready to let go of? Take the first step today. Here's the real secret to success: consistency. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep going. Consistency is the true differentiator between the 1% and the 99%. Small, consistent actions taken every day add up over time. Think about it, success isn't about doing one big thing, it's about doing the right things every day, even when you don't feel like it. What if you focus less on being perfect and more on being consistent? What if you showed up every day, no matter how small the progress seemed? That's when the magic happens. It's the daily repetition of good habits that leads to big breakthroughs. The more you repeat a positive behavior, the more automatic it becomes. Over time, consistency will lead to lasting success. The more you repeat a behavior, the easier it becomes. How many times have you started a new habit only to abandon it after a few days? You have to push through the discomfort. You have to make the habit a non-negotiable part of your day. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of daily, consistent effort. Think about the habits you want to make automatic. Whether it's exercising, reading, or goal setting, make it part of your routine. Set a specific time each day for these habits and stick to it. Eventually, it will become second nature. Success comes not from doing something perfectly, but from doing it consistently, day after day. Imagine a day in the life of someone who's truly successful. They wake up early, prioritize their most important tasks, and move through the day with purpose. They don't wait for motivation, they create it through their habits. What would your day look like if you treated every action like it was a step toward your success? Structure your day around the habits that support your goals. Early rising, daily exercise, reading, and goal setting, these habits build the foundation for success. The consistency of these actions done every day will lead to breakthroughs. So what would your day look like if you treated every moment as an opportunity to succeed? What if I told you that 30 days is all it takes to change your life? Think about it. If you commit to one new habit for 30 days, you'll begin to see real change. The power of 30 days lies in the fact that have you ever felt like giving up after a failure? Have you ever faced a setback so big that it made you question your path forward? Let me tell you something. Failure isn't the end. It's not defeat, it's feedback. It's not a reflection of who you are, but an opportunity for you to grow. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn failure into your greatest asset. You don't need to avoid failure, you need to embrace it. Why? Because it's through failure that we grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Today I'll share powerful stories, practical lessons, and strategies that will help you transform setbacks into comebacks. Stick with me, because what you're about to hear can change your perspective on failure forever, and that change is the key to your success. Failure isn't a wall, it's a door that opens up to lessons, growth, and new opportunities. The truth is, most people fail because they give up after their first try, or their second, or their third. But the ones who succeed, they're the ones who keep going, who see each failure as a step closer to their goal. What if you changed the way you think about failure? What if instead of running from it, you leaned into it? What if instead of seeing failure as a roadblock, you saw it as a stepping stone to success? That's what I'm here to show you: how to fail forward and turn every setback into progress. You're not failing when things don't go your way. You're learning. In fact, the greatest successes of all time were built on the foundation of failure. Take a moment and reflect. Has there been a time in your life when failure taught you something valuable? The truth is, failure is inevitable. Everyone who has ever achieved anything of value has faced failure along the way. It's part of the journey. The key is to learn from it, not to let it defeat you. The mistakes you make today are not dead ends. They are the lessons you need to move forward tomorrow. Embrace them. Let them be your guide. You see, failure is a vital part of the journey to success. It's not something to fear, but something to seek out. Because with every failure comes growth. Think about it. If you're not failing, are you really challenging yourself? Are you really stepping outside your comfort zone? The answer is no. The mistakes you make now, they're simply the building blocks for your future success. If you've ever felt like your failures are holding you back, I challenge you to flip that script. Your failures aren't keeping you from your goals. They're the very reason you're going to achieve them. If you keep going, if you keep pushing forward despite the setbacks, you will reach the next level. And that's when the real success starts. Now let me share a story. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team. Let that sink in. Michael Jordan, cut from the team. What if he had quit? What if he had let that failure define him? We wouldn't know the legend of Michael Jordan today. But instead of quitting, he used that failure to fuel his desire to get better. He trained harder. He kept working. And look where it got him. He's not just a basketball legend, he's a symbol of resilience. A symbol of someone who turned failure into fuel. The lesson here is simple. Failure doesn't define you. It refines you. If you're knocked down, don't stay down. Get back up. Every setback is a setup for something greater. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't, it's resilience. Resilience is the ability to keep moving forward even when everything feels like it's falling apart. It's the mindset that says, I may not be where I want to be right now, but I'm moving in the right direction. You're going to fall. It's inevitable. But what you do after you fall is what matters. Do you stay down, or do you get back up and keep going? Resilience is what separates the winners from the quitters. And let me tell you something, failure isn't just a part of the journey. It's the path to breakthrough moments. The Steve Jobs story is a perfect example of this. Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he created. Fired. Think about that. But he didn't quit. He didn't give up. Instead, he came back stronger than ever, returning to Apple and turning it into the powerhouse we know today. Failure? It was just a lesson in disguise. Every setback, every failure brought him closer to greatness. And the same can be true for you. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Don't fear failure, embrace it. It's part of the process. The road to success is paved with failure, and it's through those failures that you will learn, grow, and eventually succeed. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. That's the spirit of resilience. Every time you fall, you have an opportunity to rise even higher. The more you fail, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the closer you get to your goals. Failure is not your enemy, it's your ally. It's the fire that forges the strength you need to succeed. And the more you embrace it, the more you'll realize that failure is not something to be afraid of. It's something to learn from. It's something to grow from. And most importantly, it's something that will lead you to the success you've always dreamed of. Now I want to challenge you. Think about your biggest setback. What have you learned from it? How can you use that lesson to fuel your success moving forward? Don't let failure stop you. Use it, let it drive you, and keep going no matter how many times you fall. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. Keep moving forward and watch how every failure becomes a stepping stone to the success you deserve. Have you ever felt like you're just stuck, trapped in a cycle of wanting more but never getting there? Have you spent countless nights dreaming about success, but somehow those dreams seem to stay just out of reach? Well, let me tell you something important. Success doesn't come from dreaming alone. It comes from doing, from acting, from stepping outside your comfort zone and taking that first step, no matter how messy or uncertain it feels. You can't sit back and wait for the perfect moment because it never comes. Today I'm going to show you how to turn your dreams into reality by unlocking the power of action. This isn't some empty pep talk. It's about taking real steps that will drive you toward the life you've always wanted. The bridge between dreaming and achieving is action. And today I'm going to teach you how to cross that bridge. How many times have you put off taking action thinking that tomorrow will be the day you finally make it happen? How many of you have waited for the perfect conditions for everything to fall into place before you move forward? Stop waiting. The truth is, waiting for perfect conditions is exactly what's holding you back. The perfect time will never come. Waiting keeps you stuck, frozen in place, and that's the trap most people fall into. You want change? Then start moving. Take that first step today, no matter how small, and watch how the momentum starts to build. The key to breaking free from the cycle of inaction is simple. Stop thinking and start doing. Knowledge is important, but it's not enough. You can read all the books, attend every seminar, and learn every strategy out there. But if you don't take action, nothing changes. Knowledge is potential. Action is power. Think about it. How many people do you know who spend their entire lives gathering information but never use it? What good is all that knowledge if it stays locked in your head? The 99% of people are stuck in this cycle, thinking, planning, and hesitating. Meanwhile, the 1% take action. They make moves, take risks, and do whatever it takes to move forward. Action is the only thing that turns your dreams and ideas into reality. Without action, you're just wishing. If you want to be part of the 1%, you need to start doing, today, right now. The difference between the 99% and the 1% isn't talent, it's action. Look around. The dreamers talk, the thinkers analyze. but the doers. They make things happen. They don't wait for everything to align perfectly before they take their first step. They act with purpose, even when things are uncertain. This is what separates success from stagnation. If you're waiting for everything to be perfect before you act, you're setting yourself up for failure. The truth is, perfect conditions don't exist. Inaction only leads to more inaction. And that's why so many people are stuck in the same place. The secret isn't waiting for the right time. It's taking imperfect action, even if it's messy, even if it's uncertain. Action, no matter how small, will always get you further than sitting around hoping for perfect conditions. Imperfect action is better than no action at all. How many times have you found yourself stuck in analysis paralysis, waiting for everything to be just right before you take the leap? Let me tell you something, perfection is a myth. It's a trap designed to keep you stuck. But imperfect action, that's the real key. It might not look pretty, it might not be flawless, but it's progress. Action brings clarity. It builds momentum, it gets you closer to where you want to be. Taking that first step, even if it's not perfect, gives you the energy and direction you need to keep going. You can always adjust along the way, but you can't adjust if you never start. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. How many dreams have been buried under the weight of procrastination? How many people have let fear, doubt, and uncertainty stop them from taking the first step? Procrastination feeds on fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of making mistakes. And what's the result? You stay where you are, you wait, you hesitate. But the longer you wait, the further you get from where you want to be. Procrastination keeps you stuck. It doesn't matter how smart you are, or how hard you work when you're too afraid to take action. The only way to break the cycle is to take immediate action. That's why I want to introduce you to the 5-second rule. This is a simple yet powerful strategy that forces you to act before your mind can talk you out of it. When you feel that hesitation, count down from 5. When you hit 0, take action. It's that simple. No more waiting, no more overthinking, just doing. And when you feel overwhelmed, remember, it's not about doing everything at once. Success doesn't happen all at once. It happens in small, consistent steps. What's the first step you can take today? Even if it's just a tiny one, take it. Don't let the big picture overwhelm you. Focus on the small actions. When you consistently take small steps, they add up to massive results over time. Every small action you take brings you closer to your goal. And with each step you build confidence, you build momentum. And before you know it, you're on the path to achieving things you never thought possible. Motivation is overrated. We've all been there, waiting for motivation to strike before we take action. But let me tell you something, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, and it doesn't always show up when you need it. So if you're waiting for motivation to start, you'll be waiting forever. The true secret to success is consistency. Consistency is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. It's about showing up every day, no matter how you feel, and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. Even when motivation is nowhere to be found, it's the small, consistent actions that create real progress. Once you start being consistent, you'll start to build momentum. Momentum is a powerful force. It turns small actions into big results. It takes you from where you are to where you want to be. If you want to know the secret to success, here it is. Start taking consistent action today, even if it's just one small thing. That's the secret that high achievers know. They keep showing up, they keep taking action, and eventually that momentum takes them further than they ever imagined. One small action today can change everything. You don't need to see the entire road ahead to take the first step. In fact, that first step is often the hardest, but it's also the most important. What's one thing you can do right now that will take you closer to your goal? Maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's sending an email, or maybe it's just writing down a plan. Whatever it is, take that first step and then take the next one. The journey to success begins with one small action. That's how it starts, and that's how it keeps going. So I want you to ask yourself, what's holding you back? What's the one thing you can do today to move forward? Identify it, and then take action. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. Don't let fear or doubt stop you. Push through it. Take action. You are the only one who can make this happen. The power is in your hands. Are you ready to stop dreaming and start doing? I want you to take one step today, just one. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. This is your time. Don't wait any longer. Take action now, and watch how everything starts to fall into place. Success comes to those who take action. It doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect moment. So what are you waiting for? Take that first step, and make it happen. You've learned the difference between the 99% and the 1%. The 99% wait, the 1% act. You now have the tools to change your life, a mindset that empowers you, habits that push you forward, resilience to keep you going, and action that drives you to success. Now it's time to put it all into practice. You're one decision away from changing your life. What will that decision be? Will you choose to stay stuck, or will you choose to take action and change everything? The choice is yours. Make it count. Your future starts today. You don't have to be part of the 99% who settle. You don't have to be part of the group that fails. You have everything you need to rise above it. The only thing standing between you and your success is the action you're willing to take. Now go make it happen.